Hey everyone, this is Tracy Lewis with Stuff and Things. It is Paper Pumpkin time, and ironically, this is actually at the end. I have already done all of the video with you guys and realized that my intro, for whatever reason, for the first time in, this is my 8th year of doing this, my video, I must not have started it or something, and then I didn't check. I just was full speed ahead. So this is a post-production. The kit has already been all taken apart, so I'm going to share with you what the kit looks like when I put it away, and then I will also do the pseudo unboxing, even though it's already been done. Maybe it's a reboxing, right? So the kit this month for May is Mountain Majesties. As I had said the first time I filmed that did not take, I did see a couple of things about this kit that I do talk about when I am filming, and that is that this is a very heavy layering kit with lots of little pieces that you layer on top of each other. So I will talk about don't do more than 2 layers of dimensionals. If you plan on mailing, you have a 1/4 inch max to go through first class mail. So you have under an ounce or no more than 1 ounce. I believe 1 ounce is okay, but not even a teeny bit over. And it needs to be less than a 1/4 of an inch thick. Okay, so the kit, these are the pieces that came with the kit, and when I'm all done with the kit, I will put all of the pieces. I don't assemble my cards right after I do the video. I am so burned out at the end of 12 hours of wrangling all these parts and pieces that I like to put them away, and I tend to always make myself do the go back when it's time for me to make more room in my cabinet. I will go with the oldest kit first always. I don't get to play favorites. I will go with the oldest kit to the newest kit. So I probably won't do anything special with this kit for general assembly, but you'll hear me talk about the 3 things I want to do with this kit, and those are timely. I will make 3 Father's Day cards, 4th of July cards for my card making pals that we exchange cards, and some birthdays that'll probably come later. So I don't generally look at the instructions, but the instructions are at the top. I also have toward the top these particular card fronts I'd like to save, so I have put them in this sleeve that eventually will be the extra pieces. And then in here are all of the pieces that I shared with you. There's just a thick stack. I do try to put any of the embellishing that I use, as well as any labels. Like this label is floating around. It's actually not even a label. It's a brown extra piece that I had cut out, but I try to wrangle those. I shared some glimmer samples that you'll see later. And all those glimmer pieces that I share the different colors, I will leave them in there so that I can go through. If it's long enough, like let's say a few months, I will use the video that I post today with all of this pile of stuff to figure out which cards I am going to make. So what I make these cards for is they go in my sale box, and a chunk of them go to my Paper Pumpkins Perks program people. People who sign up with me for Paper Pumpkin and stay active will get a thank you card that's any card that I do not write in. I just put a sticky note in it, so it's a free gift of a card that you may use. It is typically a Paper Pumpkin card, though I have been known to maybe send out a non-Paper Pumpkin card every now and then. And then every 6 months and 1 year, so at the 6-month mark, you will get a gift package of cards made. So I do have information about that on my website. My website is not very current because I focus on doing my alternative video, and then I do some other activities here in my community. So my website is not my current focus, as you will find out. All right, so this kit comes with a limited number of pieces, but there are lots of them. So as soon as the next segment starts, you will see all of the pieces that make up the layering aspect. We have 9 card fronts, We have 9 envelopes in 3 different designs. The card fronts are 3 different designs, or the bases. So we have the 3 wash envelopes, and I will take these apart for you. I will also use them. We have for our sentiments, our spot for this month is Misty Moonlight, and it has already been put away. Misty Moonlight, I'm grabbing my full size just so you can see what color. Misty Moonlight is a dusty denim, dark denim blue. It's a very nice color. Our stamp set for the month is You Mean the World to Me. Happy birthday. I love you. Best dad ever. You're the greatest. Happy Father's Day. To a wonderful man. And then this is 2 stamps. These 3 little birds, there were 4 birds, I think. That's a small stamp. And then this swath of birds is 1 large stamp. And that makes up the stamp set. The 3 bases that we have. Front and back. White core, so you can do all of your embossing, sanding, distressing, and the core will show through. So there's the first one, front and back. One side has like a sunrise maybe, and then just sky. Oh, we are upside down. Trees and water with a sky, but, well, no sky. With no sky, it's just mountains off in the distance. Oh, and I grabbed 2 of the same, so let me grab the sleeve and get you the 3rd one. I see half of it there. The 3rd one is different color tones. So this one that has the big rising sun is greens and Lost Lagoon. And the bigger sun that's already risen is Pecan Pie, Misty Moonlight, and I would say basic black, basic gray. So those are 9 of those, 3 of each. And then a whole bunch of layering bits that you're going to see in 2 seconds. So I'm going to go ahead and just let the tape roll on what I have already done. I am back. I wanted to share the colors that are on the coordinating colors list on the instructions. We have Lost Lagoon, Basic Black, Misty Moonlight, Mossy Meadow, Pecan Pie, and Petal Pink. I added Basic Gray and Cloud Cover. Let me make sure I have that right, because Cloud Cover is one of the new in colors that just went live. Yes, Cloud Cover, Night of Navy. So these are 4 colors. This is the Cloud Cover here, and it is somewhat Lost Lagoon-esque. Here's that was a vellum that I was sharing with you, and this is one of the layering pieces. So we will be playing with these 4 as just backgrounds. I have taken apart the envelopes. Each envelope, there are 3 color schemes for the envelopes. This gives you like an incredible amount of added materials. Because of the amount of materials that we get, I did not slice. I trimmed down the card bases to have a mat. This one might not be trimmed down because it looks pretty big. And did not bother trimming any smaller because there's just so many pieces as it is. So typically I do show cutting in smaller pieces, but I went a little bit of a different direction this time. I am going to be using these cards, this kit for 2 particular events, Father's Day for 1, as well as 4th of July, and I have a couple of really cute designs to share for the 4th of July. So here is what all of the pieces are that you get in an envelope, and I have a couple of examples. The main use that I have for these is the big piece as a background layer, which I will share. Oh, and now we have a big thunderstorm. So Last night was quite the thunderstorm. So we have that coming. We'll see how much that affects us. So those are the envelopes. We've gone through the base colors and the colors that I'm going to be using as layers. All of these pieces here, there are so many of them. I am using a few of them. What I am not using are the very tall ones, particularly the pecan pie and the blue vellum. We have vellum pieces and we have solid cardstock pieces. So this green cardstock piece I will try to find a use for. Any of the smaller pieces I'll go ahead and do a layering up. I mail all of my cards out, and the one thing about this kit that I have noticed, here's my 3, I will use all 3 of these, is that you're going to be inclined to use the dimensionals, which you got a full sheet of, and I would not layer more than 2 layers. Because I am mailing things out, I try to do just 1 layer, but I do like thicker layered cards as a rule, so I would not go any more than 2 layers. Just a little tidbit there. So I also want to take away this green piece. I will do a sentiment on. I probably will not, unless I want to cut it out in a slightly different shape. This particular shape and this color are a little bit too bright for my palette. There's also a vellum piece of it. And I already did use it for sentiment. Okay, so the cardstock pieces, I have some sentiments to share with you. Here is this blue piece is a vellum piece. It is a nice shape. It is akin to what I might do with this vellum piece. So one of the things I want to share with the vellum pieces is there is a front and a back. So this is the front. Here is a back. See the gray cast? You can even see the white edge. So I have sentiments done. This sentiment is done on this side, the darker side. The Happy Father's Day, golly, can't grab it, is actually done on, no, it's not done on the back. Interesting. I thought I had done both of those on the back, and they don't look that way now. Here is the vellum green. This is like a mossy meadow, and here's the difference in the front and back. So that gives you 2 color options for the greens. Here is the front and back of the Lost Lagoon colors. Here, I'll even show it to you closer together. So yeah, you've got some color variations for either if you want to be layering, and if you don't like them straight, you can just swoop them and hand cut them in whatever shape that you want for doing your layering. I'm going to just grab, I'm not going to be doing the traditional cards, so here's an example where you could pop this up. I'm going to just grab something here. If you wanted to pop that up and add some trees, that's pretty much the things that I'm doing as add-ons are going to be a lot of adding extra little bits like trees. Oh, and hopefully you could see that. Anyhow, let's move this up for you. So that is what we will be working on when we go through the mixing and matching, is how I've, in addition to all of these sentiments that I have cut, because I am going to be using these, I did some sentiments. As I said, I wanted to, oh, here we go. Aha, found them. All right, so here is 2 sentiments cut on the back side of the blue. And here are the sentiments, and I made a fishtail on that one. Oh, I haven't even trimmed that one up. So here's the difference in the colors that you get on the back side of the vellum and the front side of the vellum. You will have to strategically place your dimensionals. I use every single bit. This is a piece of some dimensionals that are left over, and I'm working on the edges where I have trimmed them up. I already showed you how I cut the piece in half, and I've already used some of this is a strip that I cut with you guys. So you will be wanting to do, in fact, this hasn't even been trimmed down. Should not have put dimensionals on it yet. Anyhow, you will selectively place your pop-ups in a location that is masked by your sentiment. Now, I heat emboss my sentiments on vellum. If you want to use regular ink, is very slow drying on vellum and tends to smear. So you shouldn't use your Misty Moonlight. You should, you could try to dry it. If you have a fixative, you could spray it with a fixative, or you can use StazOn ink or heat embossing. And I use heat embossing on my vellum. That's just the safest way to ensure you don't have any smearing and smudging. Okay, so then the next thing I want to share is somewhere here. I'm not focused on embossing treatments. I typically always pick 3 embossing folders. You can use any embossing folders you want. Today I only grabbed 1 because I've already got so many designs to do without needing embossing folders, and it's the Timber 3D. I went ahead and embossed this base, and I wanted to show you what it will do when you, well, we're looking at it together because I did not test this, and it looks great, exactly as I envisioned that it would. So you can add texture all day long with whatever embossing folders you like. I would stick to a more neutral embossing folder, nature related, but you could do anything that you want, whatever you want to do. So there's that. I did do one example with a very large happy birthday. This is in black, so I will do some layouts and we'll pop this on as well. I used the regular Stampin' Up! Vellum and I tore it. I have trimmed it down because all of my pieces are somewhat trimmed down. And then so I showed you all of the layering pieces. Here is one more layering piece that is perfect for splitting in 2 because it has this lovely line. So I went ahead for you guys, cut this in 2. It's not perfectly in alignment. So for me to use the bottom, I would go back and trim off that little bit of the dark gray, but I wanted you to see it, that it doesn't line up perfectly. So I just trimmed it so that the dark gray doesn't show. This piece I already have trimmed up to be a layer, and these 3 these pieces aren't trimmed down yet. I'm going to actually move the camera a little closer to me because I think I keep putting everything closer to me than I should. Some sets. Now the next thing, my strategy for this kit is doing some added layering. So I have cut some pieces to show you what, and I have names of things. I have taken what I own, but I did look up some extra sets. So first, the sailboat. Where is the sailboat? Here is the sailboat. I have this sailboat. I don't even have it popped up yet. Let's pop it up. This sailboat is from Sunrise Sailing. I'm going to use it for a Father's Day card. I like it on, I'm just going to grab this piece that we just looked at. You could use black or navy blue. So we will be playing with that piece. I have small trees I already showed you from Scenic Adventure. And that looks better, I think, not on this. So this particular black one that has the water element is where I was using the sailboat. And then these trees I did in Night of Navy. And this is sort of what I had in mind with this piece popped up. I haven't popped it up though. So we will do some layouts with that. We have, if you want to go with a background with some elements, there's elements of text, and I have done a not so perfect job. This is actually crooked. And then this piece here is from While Supplies Last, Delicate Forest. These are sprigs that have a bottom swoosh, and there's two of these shapes. There's this swoosh, and you can trim it up wherever you want. You can pop them up, and then this Happy Birthday uses Spotlight on Nature circles. I went ahead and stamped the birds. That bird is the only non-sentiment stamp. There is the big bird and then a small bird as well, and that I would use on the envelopes. And then I did some stamping off, and it wasn't, this is not perfect. However, I have a wonderful scene cut out in Night of Navy from Delicate Forest, and that's this right here. And then that hides most of the text, so I wasn't too upset with the text having its issues. This particular one I wanted to share, and we'll do some layouts in just a moment. I'll have to trim the blue background down, but see, there's a beautiful, if you had a deer die, I did not get one out. There's nothing current, I don't think, that has a deer, but a deer in the background here grazing in the grove, and the grove dies had a deer, I believe, so maybe there is a deer still current. But I loved the Night of Navy with this cutout. And that is all of the extra materials that I've used. And so I have a couple of fun treatments that I'm going to share with you. I have, for the 4th of July, a retired set called Light the Sky. I have used the stamps and the embossing. I'll share that with you. Another bigger tree than these little trees from Scenic Adventure is Forever Forest. Has taller, whimsical trees. And then if you're interested in mountains, we have Scenic Adventure has these small trees. There's also a mountain die cut, as well as In the Grove has a lovely mountains die cut, and that is While Supplies Last. So, and if you're interested in a Night of Navy or Black branch, the Delightful Wishes has a big branch. I didn't like it as well because it has a floral element to it instead of leaves on the branch, and I wanted to go masculine since I need masculine cards. So that is what I'm going to focus on when we do the mixing and matching. And I have a couple of sentiments still to cut out, and I will come back and we will put together, before I leave though, I always forget this. Let's look at different trim pieces. This is sparkly and more for doing 4th of July cards. I believe it's still current. Iridescent faceted gems. There are also the iridescent pearls that you can color. You could color them with a brown. If you wanted to go masculine, you could color them with black, navy blue. I don't think that these would color very well, actually, but the round iridescent pearls would. We have these matte dots are retired. I have an R in the corner, but there is a current of the same, and it even includes pecan pie. And oh, here it is. Found them. So I pulled these because I'm going to be using this, but here is the current neutral matte dots. Has this wonderful brown color, so I will get this open. It has white, ivory, black, and pecan pie, which is absolutely perfect. I don't think it tells me what the colors are. So then we have always our adhesive backed textured dots, which I also believe are current. I've been using these lately. We have Riverside Irregular Pearls, and you could use, I liked the tone of the blue. Actually, all three of these tones look nice with these backgrounds. Somewhat masculine, maybe. For trims, I have pulled, I collect all of the trims from the Paper Pumpkins. So we've got those linen threads, a variety, you know, they all look very similar. I'm making for masculine either just a knot or, you know, like a fold. So you'll see that. You probably can't even see what I am doing. That shape. I don't think I have it handy. You'll see it when I do the layout. Gold. And I didn't grab any silver. And then there's this blue baker's twine as well that I believe is current. So we are going to have a lot of fun doing mixing and matching. So I'm going to go away and get myself organized so that I can get through this wonderful kit. Absolutely fantastic. Can't wait to actually put these all together and get my Father's Day cards done and get to work on my 4th of July cards. All right, I am ready with some parts and pieces. We're going to start with this piece here that actually has a couple of different options, and we will show both of them. First, I'm going to start with this. I am going to use the black boat, and I wanted to show you what a nice background you can make with the back of the green envelope that turns this whole look into the nice green, kind of a Lost Lagoon tone, and then you've got your boat. And then you can put up, I don't have this one popped up, but you've got a Happy Father's Day that you can put on, keeping it nice and masculine. And then we do have these black dots. So that, I'm up a little high again. Here, I'm going to raise this up so that you can see it. So that is an initial idea with the mountain. Then if you wanted to split this into 2 pieces, you can end up with a of course, you have this, it kind of looks silly, but you can still conserve by doing something like that. Then we have back to using more pieces. Then you can do some more layering if you really wanted to. And I do have some of these little trees. So I thought this would be a good alternative if you do not have a father that is interested in boats in any way. You've got just going for a treed lake look. And let's get So I did grab some twine that you could wrap and zigzag or make a bow. I'm gonna just do a really simple, big, fluffy, well, long tendrily bow, I guess, is what I would call it. Let's see if I can get it to stay still. So those are two very nice Father's Day cards. For me, it would be that design for my father, who is back home in Washington State. That is a perfect Washington State card. I now have my stepdad who lives here in the community with me, so he needs more of a tropical theme Father's Day card. So we'll see if we can come up with something more for him with a different design. So now I'm going to pull, I'm going to put that aside, because I did also create, taking the background that I stamped, not very well, mind you. So I have used one of the Mossy Meadow front swaths, the trees that have the Lost Lagoon. I'm going to cover, I don't want to trim this off because I'm using it. So I think that this, and then putting some sort of a nice simple bow. This is really, he's got a mind of its own. It's kind of cute though. This tree here is to hide the fact that I stamped it crooked. And I'm going to grab the textured metallic dots. Again, I would have, in hindsight, had I known what I was going to be using it for, I would have stamped the birds up higher. So that's a lot of extra colors, but I still think that it works. Oops. Moving on to doing some things with this textured background. It's a little bit warped, but that will be okay. It is full size. I didn't trim it down, so you can envision it matted, or you can leave it full size. And I just put on, in order to give it some more texture, I would pop up this pecan pie, as well as, this is a vellum misty moonlight, and I see this actually has a sun, but we can go ahead and put a nice happy birthday that is popped up, but we're a little bit warped. Misty moonlight trees would be nice, but I don't have any. All I have are Night of Navy trees. I do have the coordinating dots. Again, because these are masculine, they're staying a little bit on the simpler side. Converting this to a Father's Day is very simple. And I could take this, even though I do like it. That is a nice, simple Father's Day card. Any father will like it. We've got really dark clouds. I'm going to turn on some light. It's going to be too bright, and I will tone it down. At least I thought I was going to. There we go. That is much better. I apologize if that was too dark before. Hopefully it did not get too dark before I noticed it. Okay, so moving on. I want to now just in case you wanted, you could use the petal pink envelope, or you can use one of the pieces. I would be using the envelope to achieve this same look, and you could use the Timber 3D. Oh, here's actually a petal pink. This isn't full size though. This one is actually textured and everything. So I would prefer the background. This is too bright. So they did a great job of making this muted background. That really works for me. Going back to the black boat. I just really like that. And in this case, back to our textured bow. An easy swap to a birthday card. Okay, I do want, before I move that out of the way, I want to show you, this could get cut in Misty Moonlight, black, basic gray, again a deer, or even nothing. So this happy birthday is not popped up. I am going to go ahead and I'm looking for my dimensionals. Using the rustic dots again. Oh yeah, see, I like this. I haven't mentioned this, but I am very low on cards now that I live in a community where everybody knows I sell cards. I have a very hard time keeping up with the variety for people to come So a lot of times I'll ask what they would like, and I will make them cards. So with these kits, I have been creating, so I have a whole bunch of happy birthday sentiments in my 3 Father's Day, and then some Fourth of July's, and these cards are going to get, these pieces are going to get chopped up and turned into a bunch of happy birthday cards extra, because I'm always needing them, and I think that this looks good. I even like the texture, the fact that this is a full background, so there's a little border around the or a mat that matches the inside, and I like it that way. Let's see what this looks like. I haven't done anything with this is the shape that I mentioned. I thought this is sort of a masculine-ish. It's kind of fluffy though, so you guys might disagree, but that is interesting. And then I also have a circle because of the arch. So if we put this over here, I think that's very nice. Also still masculine in my book. And if you want to get extra fancy, you could even do both. Yeah, I like that. Okay. I do want to put this back on. I wish I had cut these trees out in Misty Moonlight. It would look better. But I do have this happy birthday. Again, I want to pop that up. And I have the coordinating dots, or and then something like that. Looks nice. Just for giggles, we could see, I think for me, I would like these darker dots better. Try to find a good spot for that. Third one. Again, I make them like an offset triangle. All right, moving on. Again, at the end will be a showcase. It will have at least 20 screenshots of the designs that we're sharing today, and if I have to do any more after we're done, I will go ahead and create more, so you might see some different designs. I have in my pile, the next is a fun design. So this is going to be one of my 4th of July cards. This die cut is from a retired, where's my list? Set from last winter. You could use any of your 4th of July stuff if you've got any. Light the Sky. I only own one. This is it. This is the 4th of July, and then my sentiment actually is from an old set. Now that I have gone back to Washington State, got all of my stuff moved here, I did on the back of this happy birthday. So there's this thank you for being the person you are. So this particular fireworks display, there's no reason why you can't use it for like that sentiment. But I went ahead and flipped this over and wanted to show you that you can turn it into a white happy birthday label. The happy birthday fits that label perfectly. And then I have my happy 4th of July. I have a little piece of leftover pecan pie from doing this sentiment. That's the end piece. And then on top of it, I've got these in offset corners. And playing with the sizes. I believe this is trimmed down. And the glitter is current. It is from the 2024 to 26 in color glimmer pack. That is actually peach pie, but it looks nice and orange, like golden orange. So it goes very nicely with the petal pink and our pecan pie. And of course I can't make it behave. Unusual colors, yes, for a 4th of July card. But people are going to get an unusual 4th of July card this year. So I will be making some of these. And I will go ahead and show you that you can make it a fun birthday card, and you can do your, I would almost do the matting underneath the label. You could certainly go all the way around. I also have this particular piece fits perfectly. So if you wanted, you could do Misty Moonlight Trees. And it's still celebratory. I need to find the piece that's trimmed down. It is on here, somewhere around here somewhere. And if that color of brown is not appealing to you, there's also this layout. This would have to be trimmed down, this vellum. I would mat that. Here's something somewhat matted to make it interesting. I want to show you some different fun bling to put behind it. I have an old kind of greenish tinted iridescent fireworks. It gives it a softer look. And I love the softness. And I am going to change to these cute pearls. We've got some blue, so we can switch to... Now, we're covering the sun, but I don't think anybody cares. Building it back up again. I think that looks really cool. I like that one a lot. Okay, for 4th of July. I do have a special banner. I also am curious, if I go back to more simple, these are blue, so let's use these blue pearls. I am curious. Let's say you want to be more more feminine. I do have the petal pink here. One last look at this setup is I'd have this 4th of July in gold. And I will absolutely be making one, if not more, of these to send out. My 4th of July cards go out to all of my card making friends and a few family members. All right, putting that aside. Now, one last thing. This is kind of out there, but I'm going to throw it on anyway. This is retiring. This is from the holidays, and I'm not sure what matte would go good with it. Here's a basic gray matte. Maybe that would be nice. Quite bright, colorful, more traditional colors. Okay, we'll throw some blue on. There's even a light blue glimmer if you wanted to dig through your stash for that. So those are some 4th of July fun layouts. Next, I spent some time, these are copies on plain paper. I didn't know if it would work or not. This one is not my favorite. I did some doodling, but if you put it on like so. I did doodling in a variety of colors. And here, we'll do that happy birthday. And black dots, of which it appears that I'm down to 2. That's what always happens to me. They disappear. So that one, like I said, wasn't my favorite, but I still wanted to share that you can doodle on these. The next doodle came out a little bit better, and that is this. Again, this is a copy, and I am going to, we will put it on a light color. This is cloud cover. And I'm going to do a nice little tree scene. And we can do a happy birthday. I think so. I think the circles were more interesting. Let's do a Happy Father's Day on this. And then the last one that I did, well, no, I did a 4th one, and that one I'm going to share later. So this is the 3rd one. And I'm going to grab pecan pie. I did little gold kind of dots here and there. And let's find so doodling on the backgrounds is an option. Let's see, 4th one. All right, now moving on. Did I show a Happy Father's Day before I move on? Happy Father's Day. Looks great also. All right, moving to the fourth one that I did. I actually made this somewhat a simple stamping. I did this. So again, you could use any element here. You could do trees. I did flowers because I wanted to show it a little bit more feminine. And you could just keep it simple. You could add some dots. I used the birds. We have Lucky wanting attention. And then I don't know if I can show. Yeah, that's going to be in the way. I was going to hide it. So if you didn't have this, you could do something with the trees. But this one will be, I will be adding maybe a little bow, probably in black, and the pearls, and just keep it really simple. If you wanted to, you could use blends. You could do a add some layers. But I just thought that was a cute showing all just random circles. I did that while laying in bed. I did all 4 of these last night. Trying to think of some different stuff that I haven't done before. Okay, so now we're continuing on down the path of oddball designs. I think I have 2 more to do. This is a new stamp. It's a full background stamp. I inked it up. Used a stamp alignment tool a couple of times to get the coverage, though I didn't mind where it wasn't perfect. And then I took my Memento ink pad around the edges to clean it up. And then I made this happy birthday that I already showed you. And just very simple. Pop it up with some dimensionals, cleverly placed. And then for the background, either black, I did trim it down. So just something completely different. And this stamp set is, I think I may have mentioned it, but did not tell you what it was. Floating around here somewhere. I will pause and find it. Found it. It is called Peaceful View. Oh no, this is the background, and then the sentiment. Sentiment is layered thoughts. And you've got love, thank you, thinking of you, love you, and happy birthday to you as options. So let's see what we have next. And you could make it plain like that. You could add a bow and add some cute dots of whatever kind you wanted. Oops. There. Okay, how about taking this and not making the sentiment so big? I have to plug my power in. I've used up the juice. There we go. We are just about ready to wrap up, so I don't want to have to stop. You can add a happy birthday, Happy Father's Day. This would make a great Father's Day card. I would pop that up. Pop it up and then maybe do black. I apologize for the background noise. That is my crazy cat being silly. Again, I've lost the third black dot. Don't know where that went. But we could put these on. Oh, that off. Okay. I think I have, oh, here's it on black. It's lovely on black. All right. Doing some different stuff this time. And then, here's my last one. Is this the last one? Yep, last one. I used that same Light the Sky bundle. And I have this. We could do a birthday. We could do I think that's trimmed down, maybe. I do have a Misty Moonlight. Yes, I do. Have some fun, different, probably isn't effective, is it? Nope. Here it is. I finally found the trimmed down piece. Almost trimmed down enough. Do all sorts of fun things here. How about this? I did this last night. I haven't really even played with it. I just got the background created. Fun. And what I really created it to be and yes, it could be Happy Father's Day. As well. But what it is supposed to be and what I am going to use it for is a happy 4th of July. So that is it, folks. What a wonderful kit. I've got all sorts of plans for it. I spent extra time cutting out more pieces so that I am ready to turn this kit into cards that I will be sending out for Father's Day, birthdays, and the 4th of July. Here's a gold trim knot. We could also see what it looks like just plain with all the extra stuff. And if you happen to know somebody who really likes sailboats, there you go. Alrighty, so do all the YouTube things, like, share, comment, consider subscribing. Please leave comments if I missed anything critical to this kit that you think everybody should know about. And I will see you all in the next one. Everybody take care. And thanks so much for watching.